Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cozy Conversations. I'm Harshita Anand, and today we are here in a very beautiful setup, as you can see. And as you know, this is a podcast, and I'm your host, and in which we actually interview some people and we share mental health stories. And I usually start with the note that if you can't find hope, I wish hope finds you instead. Today, we have a very special guest with us who is also a fellow psychotherapist and a very creative and intriguing person. So, please welcome Tamanna.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. Yeah, and I'm glad to be here. Actually, I'm glad to be here and talk to you and tell people about my journey. And I'll see however much I can.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure. Okay. माइक में पास पास खेलना पड़ेगा बिकॉज हमारे पास एक ही माइक है बजट
Yes.
इश्यूज ओके सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम बहुत ही अच्छे नज़ारों में बैठे हैं
For
तमन्ना
sure.
why don't you tell us how are the mountains for you? Do you love mountains or are you a beach person?
I I am actually a beach person.
You're a beach person.
So should I have like do I have to hold it?
Yeah, no, that's okay. I can also hold it. I think this mic has that much.
Range.
Yes.
Yes. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
I think that I am a ocean, sea, beach person. But for sure, mountains work also because I love the nature. It's
Uh,
always great to look at the nature and be and take a deep breath in it.
uh-huh.
It does definitely feels that the nature holds us a lot of times. So it's good. It's good to sit here and talk and chat and feel cozy together. Yes,
Ooh, she
in
just
this
used the
conversation.
cozy conversation, the
Exactly.
cozy in it.
Exactly. Yes,
She's getting the vibe.
for
But yeah,
sure.
we are sitting in beautiful mountains and you love the beaches as well. Is there a specific place where you went and you loved the beach?
Goa.
Goa?
I've been to Goa. I've been a Goa Paglu all the time, all
Oh,
the
ma.
way. I've been to Goa twice, and since then I have not, but it's on my list again. I want to go to
Ooh,
Goa. Yes.
Goa Paglu.
I'm a Goa Paglu for sure.
Wow, we have a new word today. Goa Paglu.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, as you've been to Goa, was it, what kind of an experience was it other than, of course,
The Goa things.
Goa things?
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you realize that you like nature, or was there a particular experience which made you feel like very grounded?
Hmm. I actually became a child when I went to Goa because the
Oh,
first time I love the water. I am a mermaid in waters. I
uh-huh.
just love water. So I remember the first time. So that was the first time I went to Goa was the first time I was going to any ocean like a water
Wow.
place.
Uh-huh.
So जैसे ही हम लोग पहुंचे बीच में मैं ऐसे बच्चों की तरह भाग भाग के गई कि पानी चाहिए like छप 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 कर रही हूँ. So it was like a very fun and very getting in touch with your child kind of experience. So I'm not sure if
Ooh,
it's grounding, but for sure it's very fun. For sure
that's
it was very fun.
that's actually a lot of fun and
Yeah,
chop 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 in pani.
love that.
We all should try to do chop 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 in pani sometimes, guys, to
Yes,
ground or just get in touch with ourselves
for sure.
sometimes.
Please do that. Recommended.
Okay, so now as we are on the part of like getting in touch with yourself, are there any hobbies which you have which you like doing, or is there something which you do for yourself which you enjoy a lot?
Hmm. A lot of things I don't know if they're hobbies per se because I
Mm-hmm.
have different definition of hobbies sometimes I guess. But whatever. I do like to read, though I'm not like a very सब कुछ एक बार में पढ़ लेना type kind of reader. But I
Yeah.
would love to read. I would love to read more. There's so many books that I have to read, but so I like reading. I like to take a walk around the nature. I love the nature for sure.
Yeah.
I love to take care of my plants. I
Oh,
love that. I
you're a
want to baby
plant
them.
parent.
I'm not a good parent, so I'm not. I love plants.
Okay.
Not a good
Okay.
parent per
Okay.
se.
Okay. Okay.
There are some plants that died. Oh,
That's
sad
okay.
about it. But I try my best.
Yes.
Yeah, reading, gardening ish, if I can call that. I like coloring.
Ooh.
I like coloring. I used to color mandalas. I don't do it anymore. I don't know why. But that I enjoy a lot of things. I enjoy having conversations. I
Ooh.
enjoy spending time with my friends. I enjoy spending time alone with myself. Whatever helps me at that moment. I think I enjoy a lot of things. Whatever helps me at the end of the day. Yeah, that's what I like.
That's actually a good spectrum of things you actually do, like from taking a walk to coloring in mandalas or anything and everything, whatever works for you at that time.
Yes.
So you do listen to your body and you do what it needs a lot of times, probably.
I try to, for sure. I
Mm.
try to, for sure, and be in touch with my body as much as I can. There are times, of course, I get into my brain or my head a lot, but as much as I can, whenever I'm sitting alone, I do want to just sometimes sit alone and see where my body and how it wants to flow.
Mm-hmm.
So in that way, I am more and more of a somatic person in this phase of my life.
Uh-huh.
I try to be. I wish I am more of it. I'm hoping that I can get more of it. But yeah,
Okay.
I try to touch my body. Yes.
That's actually a good thing. Is there something you would like to tell us which, you have realized about your mental health as such, which you might have lately understood about your mental health?
Hmm. Hmm. I think body in itself. To
Okay.
trust your body and see how much information it actually holds for you. And if you really listen to it, a lot of times your mental health or all of the other discomfort that you hold, a lot of time it is held in the nervous system. So you sometimes if you let it flow,
Yeah.
it does flow. Not saying all the time, it is sometimes very hard. It sometimes makes you sit with a lot of discomfort, which sometimes our body or even we are not ready for it. But that's something that I think I've newly discovered, kind of brain and body and the connection of it.
Yeah.
Understanding that helps me a lot with my mental health. To have at the end, trusting myself helps me with my mental health, because as
Ah,
much as you will trust and feel safe internally,
yeah.
um, to manage your mental health in a way it gets easier enough.
Yeah.
Not saying it's like a
Yeah.
great calmish sea there, but yeah, for sure. Whenever if you're able to trust yourself, trust your body, trust your instincts, a lot of times
Yeah.
that helps it flow
Yeah.
sometimes.
I think so. A lot of us are never taught how to trust ourselves, and we are never taught how to, trust your gut.
Yeah,
Like, trust your gut is a real thing,
it is.
guys. Trust your gut. Gut
Trust your gut.
instincts,
Trust your
yes,
gut.
gut instincts are real.
It is.
I think so. Recently, somebody actually told me that I never knew that gut instincts are a real thing. I thought just people say it for the sake of saying it. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, your brain and gut like
Exactly.
connected.
They are
Like,
connected a lot for
yeah,
sure. A lot of our mental health issues are stored in our gut. No wonder when we have anxieties, we a lot of people have gut issues because of that. There's
yeah,
a like a very
strong brain and gut connection.
for sure.
Yes.
It is.
Okay. Guys, we also will be drinking mojito in between because
Yes.
we are human beings.
Yes,
And you are
we are.
watching a podcast in which two human beings are talking. So, do you have any significant moments which you can think of, which basically made you realize that, this is important for you, trusting your gut is important for you? Or was there a turning point in your life which you basically had and got inclined more towards your mental health journey or understood that your mental health journey is so important?
Hmm. Recently someone asked me if you can I think divide your life in a Netflix series, how many seasons would it be?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I think I did that, and with every starting of a season, that's something that helped me like flow or change. But if I can just talk about two main seasons in a way,
Yeah.
one was when I was like in 10th, and that's where I think I also started my journey as a mental health, as a psychologist paglu, I guess.
Yeah.
So I think it was 10th where I was going through a lot of turmoil in my life, and I wish I had someone to talk about all of these things
Yeah.
and have that safe and understanding and non-judgmental space for me to explore whatever's going on.
Yeah.
I did not know all of this, how eloquently I'm able to put it right now in my
Yeah.
in this age of my life. Then I did not know what all of that is, but for sure when I got into psychology,
Yeah.
that helped me a lot to understand what was actually going on and how it's not my fault,
Yeah.
or I am not a um, abnormal being, or I'm not
Ah,
different from someone else in
yeah,
a way. So I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that plus the other turning point that I could not even like turning point, just kind of it flowed for me in my life. But when I
yeah.
started my own therapy.
Ah,
That was a journey that I has changed me so much, and I'm glad I joined that, and I'm glad I met that beautiful as a therapist that I had. That changed me a lot. I think in that whole journey, what stuck with me was the fact that how when you start to know yourself,
yeah,
you eventually start to also build compassion for you, that the things are happening for a reason, and
yeah,
it's not just randomly things are happening for you, randomly the thoughts that are happening for you, they're not random, everything's
yeah,
not random in your head and in your mind or whatever, it has a reason.
yeah,
And to get more and more into that, there are parts of me that are eventually developed that are like, you know what, I understand why that's happening. I know I'm not able to handle it maybe yet,
yeah,
but I know why they're happening, so I can bring that compassion to just hold them sometimes and not rush or fix them all the time.
yeah.
So that's a for sure a journey that I've been on, which helped me a lot in my mental health journey. I have to know, to be aware, and then eventually developing compassion for them. Not to the accept. I haven't. Acceptance is my destination in a way. In this journey, but acceptance is. Compassion is where I'm at right now. Yeah, in my
That's
journey.
actually something really important because I don't think we are ever taught how to basically be compassionate with our paths, which probably are not the perfect paths, or
Mm,
maybe the incidents in our life where we probably made a mistake or we didn't know how to be better.
yeah,
But we are always taught how to basically criticize and shame ourselves so much.
yeah,
And this hustle culture doesn't help either.
for sure it does not.
So I think this is a very beautiful journey you're on. And I think so compassion is something which we all need to learn a little about, like how to be compassionate with ourselves.
Yeah,
I think so self-compassion is something which we all need to have for ourselves. We don't have compassion for ourselves.
for sure.
So if anybody is starting their therapy journey, I think self-compassion is something which can help them a lot because shaming yourself doesn't get you anywhere.
It does not actually stops a lot of the steps that you can take even for
Yeah.
yourself to move forward or to do whatever in your life. And when you have compassion, for sure, okay, you're still not able to do all of those things, act on it, but at least you know that it's something that exists in you, and
Yeah.
it's like you're reparenting yourself, the
Yeah.
whole thing, like
Yeah.
you're reparenting your own child, you're reparenting yourself, which for whatever reasons you could not at that point, or
Yeah.
whatever reasons you could not have those caregivers which could give you that safe, open, compassionate space.
Yeah.
But some for me at least, it did help to know that yeah, you have that choice to reparent yourself, you have that choices now as an adult for you, where you can take this journey in whatever direction that you want to take, and whatever direction you're taking, it's your journey and it's acceptable in your sense, it's your reality, it's your journey. So, yeah, for sure, learning compassion is something that is needed for sure. Being gentle on yourself is needed for sure a lot, but it's hard. It's hard to because the whole society teaches us to punish ourselves way through things,
Yeah.
but
It's like it's so
you are
ingrained in the whole system. Like, oh, you did not get your homework,
exactly,
you are going to be punished today.
exactly.
It's like I remember this particular line, okay, that when I forgot a notebook and the teacher goes like, "Do you ever forget lunch?
Yeah,
Lunch लाना भूलते हो?
हाँ
खाना खाना
खाना
भूल
खाना तो भूल गई होगी,
गए?"
I know, right? That
And
was the same.
now I'm like, हाँ मैं भूल गई खाना खाना भी भूल गई.
Exactly.
Like I do forget to eat food sometimes. So I'm like, I would like to go back and be like, yeah, मैं खाना
खाना खाना
खाना भी
भूल
भूल
गई हो,
जाती हूँ.
आप टिफिन लाना तो नहीं भूलोगे कि नोटबुक भूल गए, एक्चुअली मैं टिफिन लाना भूल गई हूँ, सॉरी
But
आई गेस।
yes,
या
but yeah, I mean, the system is, I think, so very systemic. At the systemic level, we all have not done a good job, I guess. The series, I think, so called Adolescence, right? I think so that taught us that how much authority figures fail, or I would say not even fail, don't know how to basically nurture children.
हम्म
And that gap leaves children in the dark and they feel
हम्म
so lost.
हम्म
Like you said that in 10th standard you didn't know what to do.
या
Even previously, I think so, the person I worked like talked with, right, Jasmeet came, she also said 10th standard where she felt lost. I think so, I've talked to so many people and they all say 10th standard and
it's
I
the
felt so
pressure of like
lost.
boards that the students have then कि ओ भाई
Yeah.
पढ़ना है तो अगर तुमने अच्छे नहीं पढ़ा तो तुम्हारी जिंदगी खराब है.
हाँ,
It's like
अगर
it's a kind
नंबर
of
नहीं
the
आया
word.
तुम्हारी जिंदगी खराब हो
Exactly.
जाएगी.
And now I'm like I was an average ass fucking student and I'm like I am doing okay, I guess, in my life.
Yeah,
I'm here chatting with you about it. So, like, okay, the world did not end at 10,
yeah,
as the parents make you feel, or the environment makes you feel. It's
yeah.
not as hard
I
as
think so. It's very important to teach everybody or actually understand that the world doesn't end. You ultimately figure out how to actually get through things.
yeah,
And that's how you build resilience as well. Instead of telling a child, your world will end, probably teaching them that even if something goes wrong, they are capable enough to get through it.
yeah,
That
for
is a
sure,
better thing to actually think of.
for sure.
But, anyways, while we are talking about, all of these things, some self care things also you do, some understandings you've had in your therapy journey, and all of that, what is something, as you are a therapist, what is something you get asked a lot by somebody? Is there a particular question which people ask you a lot?
Hmm.
Has it ever happened that somebody has asked you a particular question and be like, what?
Hmm. I was actually thinking about this question a lot when you sent me the whole like list.
Yeah,
I
the
was
list
like,
of
yeah,
questions.
the list
I
of
do send
questions.
a list of questions people so that
Yeah,
people can think about
yeah.
them.
So we are like a bit mentally prepared about it. Okay. I was thinking about it. I think the first thing that popped up in my mind was clients asking me how, ओ ये ठीक हो जाएगा क्या, मैं फिक्स हो जाऊंगी क्या, या ये इशू मेरा फिक्स हो सकता है क्या.
Uh-huh.
And I understand where they're coming from because I was that person.
Yeah.
I wanted to fix a lot of things for myself
Yeah.
and be like, oh, I don't want to be that, I don't want to be this.
Mm-hmm.
But this question always makes me think that there's nothing to fix in you. You're just a
Yeah.
human. You're a
Yeah.
human just handling life, buddy. And it's, you don't have to fix anything. Whatever's happening with you, it's happening for a reason. And you're not a robot that needs to be like उसका bolt ठीक करने हैं
वायर
कुछ
खराब है
करना है,
कुछ
या
है
हाँ.
हाँ
You're just a human experiencing life, and the hardship that you're experiencing right now, which are unfair to you for sure, but has happened. We cannot take that away from you. And we have to just see now that if you're holding all of these things, how is it that we can build more space and, in other words, resilience in you to hold that discomfort for you.
yeah
Because that discomfort will never go away. That discomfort will never go away. It will always be there because it has happened. It was a part of your life,
yeah
and it will always be as much as we don't want it to be.
yeah
But how is it that we can build that space in you, or a part in you which has like so much, again, space to hold that discomfort for you to be like, oh, that happened, but how is it that I can choose things in my life now that I don't have to um go through it in the same intensity that I did that
yeah
time, in a way,
yeah
or to manage it at the
yeah
end of this. There's at the end nothing to be fixed
yeah
for you. So that's a
yeah
question that I asked Loki. ये concern मेरा fix हो जाएगा, but then I'm like, ये fix नहीं होगा because there's nothing to be fixed.
yeah
I don't like the word fixed
yeah
in this
context
field or in
or
this context in
context
a way. Yeah.
yeah
कि कोई डिसऑर्डर है या फिक्स हो जाएगा, मेरा डिप्रेशन फिक्स हो जाएगा क्या. Again, it's depression is symptom of a lot of things that have happened.
yeah yeah
Everything that you're feeling is again a symptom of whatever.
yeah
That symptoms does not need to be fixed because it exists for a reason. Again,
yeah
it just needs to be managed
yeah
in your own way, in your own capacity, and it has no one way box checking thing ki, oh ye theek ho gaya to ye theek ho gaya, ye theek ho gaya. Everyone has like the different capacities for it. Everyone takes a different time for it. Everyone has different ways to handle it.
yeah
So it's very very individualized, very very subjective for
yeah
every person in a way. So yeah, that's a question that I asked a lot. And buddy, there's nothing to be fixed in
yeah
you. You're just human.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Like, our society is now functioning in a way that we want quick solutions and we want everything to be perfect, or we want everything to be, fixed in a way, or we want a solution to every problem, but we forget that we as humans are not a problem.
Exactly.
You are not a problem that I would fix in this world.
Exactly.
The world in itself like has issues, and we all are dealing with it. But that does not mean that you are a problem or you are
Exactly.
something to be fixed, which is so true. Like, repair कर रहे हैं, light bulb है खराब हो
Yeah,
गया है,
because
repair
of
हो रहा है.
exactly because of the system, this what I blame it in a lot of times is that I also bring in therapy for myself and even for my clients also, that capitalism as system has made us feel like we are products of anything. We are just
Yeah,
robots or
yeah,
products, or we just have to like hustle, or just, oh, job कर लो, पैसे कमा लो, ये कर लो, that's the end goal, or be
yeah,
this perfect self, be
yeah,
this glowing orb of a whatever ideal self of yours, that
Yeah.
you can't ever make mistakes, you can't do this, because if you make mistakes you are a product that needs to be thrown away or like
Yeah.
useless or whatever. And
Yeah.
that's that is what the system has made us feel, unfortunately. But humans were never meant to be like that. Humans are a free flowing, ever changing being. As nature is.
Yeah.
As nature is, we are a part of nature, and it's so flowy that we cannot be fixed in a box. We cannot be that ideal self all the time, because that
Yeah.
ideal self also changes.
Yeah.
That ideal self never exists. That perfect self never exists, which the society wants us to be all the time.
Yeah.
How society has made it as a thing that you're not perfect, so you have to be judged, or you are
Yeah.
not a perfect person, or you don't belong to exist here
Yeah.
because you're not perfect.
Yeah.
And that's so shitty to be in a place like that.
Yeah, and I think so. This is also one of the reasons that we are in an era where loneliness is a pandemic. We are seeing like everybody feels lonely. There are, in fact, there are countries where there are services where somebody will come and assist you to eat food
Exactly.
or walk you to home because we feel so lonely as humans because
Yeah.
we are social creatures and we have forgotten that.
Yeah.
And now what we do is that judge each other, criticize each other, and somewhere we are programmed to think that, oh, I have to be productive
Hmm.
constantly. I can't make a mistake. If I make a mistake, then I'm not being productive enough.
Exactly.
I'm not getting the results. Such outcome driven society
For
that we
sure.
don't get to explore, experiment, and be creative.
Yeah.
And I think so that is the way the society is going. The creative fields are suffering somewhere
Hmm.
because yeah, we are making AI, we are going towards maybe more digital and technological growth,
Hmm.
but at what cost? I mean, definitely there are pros to it, but I think so people are forgetting who they are as people.
Everyone's actually in a bodily way feeling threatened, or
Yeah,
because of the society and the
definitely,
system in a way.
definitely, yes.
There is a nervous system is always so um
Hyper vigilant,
hyper
active.
vigilant, active, just all the time, just like, oh my god, I don't know what to do, I have to do something. How you mentioned about productivity in a way,
Yeah,
that you have to heal yourself to be with someone, you have to be productive all the time, or you're useless in a way. You have to attach yourself to something to be something. You have to
yeah,
attach yourself with work as some
yeah.
to
Your
find a
work
sense
becomes
of
your
purpose.
identity.
Exactly, to find a sense of purpose for themselves. It's for sure a lot. It's very complex, and it's so sad to see where for sure the world is going. But what helps me to hold such hopelessness sometimes, that
Yeah,
loneliness that you feel in this world now,
yeah,
is to remind ourselves that yeah, we are humans. We are
yeah,
humans. We don't
yeah,
we What's happening is for sure out of our control.
yeah,
But what is in our control to just find people who understand what humanness means for you, like you
yeah,
and I, in a way,
yeah,
how we are talking.
yeah,
Find that community for yourself. For sure, it helps us a lot to grow. You cannot grow alone. You need
yeah,
community to grow.
definitely.
And just finding that a bit of control, however you can,
Yeah,
in this helpless, out of control, systematic world right now, where what is it that you can do small? It can be as small as drinking water. I know I have to like kind of deciding for yourself that okay, I what I'll start doing is to get back control for my life, to do something for myself. I will try and hydrate myself, or I'll drink one bottle of water each day.
yeah,
If you were drinking maybe less than that, whatever
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
So find that control, that there are things that you can control. For sure, that hopelessness will not go away, that loneliness will not
Not
go
go away.
away,
Yeah,
but maybe short term quick reliefs that you can find
yeah,
to
yeah,
exist, where you are eventually able to find that hope,
yeah,
eventually able to find that um community, or like belongingness. Till the time, if you're not able to, few things that help me hold for sure is, again, understanding that we are humans, bringing that
yeah,
compassion in whatever capacity that we all can,
yeah,
and yeah, finding that control in whatever capacity that you can
yeah,
in that moment for you.
yeah.
That's something that helps.
I think so that makes a lot of sense. Like small ways you can actually, practice control helps because a lot of times we feel that everything is out of control
Mm.
around us because the world is going in that way. tiny ways you can control your environment. It could be that your workplace where you are, you put a small cute plant over there.
Exactly, like small trinkets for you, for
Yeah.
sure.
And if that makes you a little happy, that makes you a little hopeful about the world or your life, do
Hmm.
that. It can be just getting a very cute, I mean, for me, it was like I don't drink a lot of water. So I found this very cute water bottle which makes a fountain out of water
Wow, that's so
whenever
cute.
you sip it.
Yeah,
So I
I
was
want
like,
to see
this
that
is going
bottle.
to be interesting to
Yeah,
drink water out of this
yeah,
bottle.
exactly.
I've not gotten it yet, but I'm
Okay,
gonna order it for myself. That
okay.
was something like I need to hydrate, so I'm gonna get this fountain water bottle for
But
myself.
it's so fun. Drinking as simple as like it is a mundane job to drink water.
Yeah,
It is a mundane job to remind yourself to drink water. That helps a lot.
yeah,
I would also need a link for that. I would
yeah,
also drink
like
water with a from a fountain.
fountain,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. It's fun.
So it's like doing those small things, whatever in however you can, and
Mm.
it's okay to sometimes not know where you're going and how you're gonna do all
Mm.
of that. Just find small things you can try.
Because we are humans at the end of the day. We're
Yeah,
humans.
we are humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very interesting how we are going in this direction. What do you think is something you really want people to take away from our conversation? Because I do believe that we have talked about self care, we have talked about compassion, we have talked about community and humanness. What do you think you want the anybody who's listening or watching this podcast, like, share, and subscribe, people?
Please do
but
that.
but what do you think like you would want these people to actually take away from our conversation? Is there
Hmm.
something you want the people to, something that can stick with them? Is
Hmm.
there anything you can think of?
Hmm. I mean, I can't say anything that can stick with them, but whatever has helped me is what I can
Yeah, definitely.
share in a way that, in hopes that it'll stick to
Yeah,
people and they understand it,
yeah.
is how a lot of times is the system that's the problem, not you.
uh,
A lot of it that you're holding as an issue or a concern, it's actually a systematic issue, and you are not the problem with that. It is the people in power who have to be blamed, rightly so. And for sure, in all of this systematic issue, again, you do feel that self of like loss of control that we were talking about with that,
yeah,
because system is so bigger than us.
yeah,
So first thing for sure, it's not you, it's the system.
yeah,
Blame them, not yourself. Second thing, how again I've been mentioning that a lot, like you are human. Again, it's the system that's the problem. You are not the problem. You are just functioning as a human. Everything that you're going through right now is a symptom of something, symptom of the discomfort that system is bringing in you, in your body in a way. And as much as you can be connected with your body, the body tells you a lot of things.
yeah,
As small as we're talking about trinkets to keep for
yeah,
in our
yeah,
workplace, for
yeah,
example. And it connects with me so much because recently I've tried to do a lot. I've tried
yeah,
to a lot of plants, a lot of small trinkets for myself.
yeah,
And when I'm sitting with discomfort with my clients, or even just with myself, and I'm
yeah,
looking at those trinkets, there is like a breath that comes up for me. They're like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
the trinket is cute enough to take that breath for
yeah,
me.
yeah,
And that breath that the body is giving is saying that, oh, you're safe right now.
yeah,
That our body's way to tell us that, okay, you don't have to like just be so rigid and like hold or be so vigilant. That trinket in itself can help you take that breath in. So in a way, remind yourself that there are things that you have in control, as small as a trinket, and do take into consideration how your body is reacting to a few things. Your body holds a lot of information that you can know about you, to go through that discomfort, to handle that discomfort.
definitely.
And yeah, so just know whenever there is this sense of deep breath that's coming, it's your body telling you that, you know what, you're safe. Even if you're safe for this 1 second, your body knows you're safe, and you can just expand it more and more. And as much as you are trying to be more regulated or more in touch with your body, you're able to also impact other people around you and have that butterfly effect.
Yeah, definitely.
Because sometimes I feel a lot of times that, oh my god, I'm system में कुछ नहीं कर पा रही हूँ मैं, ये कैसे करूँ वो कैसे करूँ. What I started with myself,
Yeah,
and as
definitely.
small as that, and it brings in that ripple effect where I'm able to attract such people for me. I'm able to bring expansion in other people, how I'm bringing it for myself. So it's a big thing. It's a long statement that I've made. It's a
Yeah.
long monologue that I've went into. I wish people pick up something from it, but Yeah, that's what I hold close for me in my journey in a way that.
Yeah. That's actually a good way to basically also say that sometimes if you can't make a huge change, that does not mean you can make no change in your life.
Exactly.
It can be as small as getting a trinket, or it is about like charity begins at home, people. So
Yeah.
sometimes you got to just start with yourself and you will see the ripple effect and you will see the things changing around you probably.
Yeah.
And sometimes all you need is that a little bit tiny sense of control, which however you can bring in your life.
Yeah.
And yeah, you are not the problem.
You are not the problem.
You are not
You
the
are not
problem.
the problem.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this world which you are absorbing as a person, and your nervous system is very sensitive and very intelligent.
Yeah,
So
for
please
sure.
give yourself a break, guys. Yeah, I mean, I think this was a very beautiful conversation, and I feel like so important that we haven't talked about the human factor and we haven't talked about community, we haven't talked about sense of control, and haven't really talked about that how the world is making us feel so helpless a lot of times and so lonely at
Yeah.
times. So thank you so much, Tamanna, for
Thank you for inviting me.
for actually sharing so much, because it was such a beautiful conversation and a very wholesome conversation. I feel like I felt a little held, because I hope a lot of people do understand that they're human, because I think so that's also a realization, like how epiphany, like I
Am I
am
human?
human.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I wish and I hope really people understand that and give themselves a little bit of compassion.
Yeah.
And on this note, I would like to thank you. And I would like to pause here. And also, people, there might be a lot of noise behind us because we are sitting in a public place.
Yeah.
Please ignore it. Please look at the scene and enjoy
Oh, it's
the
beautiful.
beauty.
Yes.
Yes. And I hope you take away something from this podcast. And I hope that you get some sense of control or hope in your life. And if you are interested in coming on this podcast, you can write to me at thecozymindbyharshita@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe, and stay hopeful,
Yes.
people. Bye
Get some good things. Please like,
bye.
share, and subscribe.